Welcome back to the circle, everyone. This is Lostboys Cypher Circle, the place where we bring artists of all kinds, whether they be rappers, poets, writers, authors, um, comedians. If you can make those armpit noises, we'll consider having you on. Anything. Any and
Hey
all
man,
artists.
life is
This is the
art.
place. Yeah, this is the place to come have your thoughts and feelings heard, free of any judgment or any ridicule. This is a safe place for all artists, and this is honestly a safe place for all people to just come be lost and be lost together. I am your host, Dylan Lawler. This is my co-host, Brendan Lawler, otherwise known as Lost Boy and Carnum. And we will be your guides for the evening. Before we get into the show, just real quick, I want to give, and I always mess this up. Quick trigger warning. I dare you to say it 5 times fast. Um, quick trigger warning. Um, this show, because of its nature, because it is a safe place for people to come and have their thoughts and feelings heard, free of ridicule. I was about to say free of charge, free of ridicule, but also free of charge. It's a free show. Um, sometimes it does tend to get um, towards the deeper side, whatever that may be. It doesn't necessarily um, have to be that we go into gruesome or um, horrendous topics. But you never know what is going to trigger somebody. One thing that may be okay for one person may, have an effect on another person that it doesn't because of their own personal experiences. So we just try to be mindful of that. And I've always said in the past, whether it be artist or audience, feel free to click out at any time if something triggers you. Tonight, I believe we only have one guest, so I hope the guest doesn't get triggered and click out on us. But I don't see that happening. But I do always leave it out there as anybody at any time, if they need a break or they need to step away, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, enjoy the show. And yeah, so Brendan Carnum, how have you been? What's been up with you, bro?
All right. Well, the last episode when we filmed, I was actually in the car making my way down to New Hampshire. So I've actually
Making my
been
way
with
downtown.
my family, my sisters, my mom, for the past like week or so since the last episode. And so I got to meet my nephew, my brand new nephew. I've been hanging out with my sisters, my mom, and also my other sister's son, my other nephew, kind of helping take care of him. And today I was actually helping my papa help rebuild my mom's porch. So it's been a pretty eventful week. There's been a lot going on this week.
Building. You know what? Building porches builds character. I'll
Hey
tell you
man,
that. I've built some porches, and I'll tell you, building porches builds character, especially in fucking the weather that we've been having.
oh yeah,
I think it
it
was
was
like
pretty
what
brutal.
I probably I. It wasn't as hot as it was yesterday, but like
It
yesterday
was
got up
still
to 90.
Yeah, I
When
mean
yeah,
yesterday was definitely hot. So I'm glad he didn't come down yesterday. I'm glad we were able to kind of move it to today. But it was definitely we were definitely sweating some pigs out there. But
that's yeah. But I mean, listen, like I said, builds character, especially in this heat. Like you build it. You want to build some character, or better yet, you ever want to fucking like if you have like you're got an apprentice at anything. It could be an apprentice in like you're training like I could take on an editing apprentice for the show. The first thing I'd do with him, I'd take him outside and teach him how to build a porch. And I build a porch with him because not no, it bonds it bonds people. It builds character. It shows me what kind of person you are because you get a nail stuck in your phone. You know what I mean? Like you. It show especially when it cracks into that 90-degree weather and like your brain starts scrambling. It'll show me what kind of person you really are. You know what I'm saying?
no doubt about that. No, that's for sure.
You want to know
But
someone's character.
how you been,
Build a
man? How's your
porch.
week been?
Well, I got a car. It's not a new car, but it's new to me.
Hey, man.
Um,
Hey.
yeah, right. I mean, listen, for just 1 second, in as circling back to giving people good people or giving people good advice. If you have a chance to get a car, get a fucking Camry. I swear to God, get a Camry, get a Camry, get a Corolla, get something Toyota, but specifically Corolla and Camry. You won't regret it. I promise.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
Camry I've
they're pretty
owned, every
bulletproof.
yeah. Didn't you
I
have a
miss my
Camry at
old
one point?
Camry. Say that again. I'm sorry.
You had a Camry at one point, right?
I did. Yeah, I had a '95 Camry for like 2 or 3 years, something like that. Long time. It was
Yeah,
definitely a solid car. Solid car.
I remember. I think I remember that thing. It was like dark green or something, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, dude. 95. Dude, that's an older one. See,
It's
I had a
the year I was
90.
born, man.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yep.
Nice. I had a 99. That was my first car. It was a 99. It was
Yep.
red with gold accents. Like the symbols were gold and had gold stripes on it. I called it Lightning McQueen.
Oh,
My
yeah.
dude,
I remember
that
that.
thing was the best thing ever. It was literally the best thing ever until it wasn't. And the only reason it blew up was because I took it to Ford, the Ford dealership, to get an oil change because it's the nearest. It was my first car. I didn't like I
Shouldn't
knew
have
the
brought a
concept. I knew
Toyota
the
to a Ford
concept of doing an
dealership.
oil change, but I didn't want to like try to do it like cross thread the filter and like fuck something up. Right now, now I just do my own goddamn oil change. I'm way more confident all these years
Oh,
later.
yeah.
But like, no, I took it to Ford. I had him do the oil change. I'm pretty sure he didn't fucking remember to fill it back up.
Yeah, because I mean, you didn't have it very long after that, and it blew up on the way to work. Because that was back. That was back when we were working at HHP.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I remember because you were like ahead of me. You had already made it to work, and I called you, and I'm like, dude, I made it to the parking lot, but this thing ain't making it any farther. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
You and me, and
done.
I think Brian, maybe one of the
Yeah.
guys, one of the guys at work helped kind of push it up
Oh
into the
no, no,
front.
no. It was fuck, what was his name? The mechanic dude. I actually ended up working with him at another place, but anyway, yeah, no, that was my favorite car, dude. And I have another Camry. I just got it. It's an '06. It's got. I think I bought my other one at like 250,000 miles or some shit, and I ran it for another 100,000 miles after that, like 3 years. This has less than that, only 200,000 miles, which for a Camry, I'm telling you guys, it's barely broken in. I promise you. If you get a 2018,
Take care of it.
2020 Camry today, if you go out right now and buy yourself a 2020 Camry, it'll last you until you're dead, and then you'll give it to your grandkids for their first car. I promise. I
Well,
promise you.
I
As
can't
long as you,
attest to anything that new, but Toyota is definitely bulletproof. The same
I
thing
guess,
with like
yeah,
Hondas, like Civics. Those are pretty damn bulletproof as well. But
yeah. To be fair, the newer ones haven't been tested for like 20 years plus, so we
right,
haven't seen them run that long. But also, to be fair,
just make sure you check your oil.
my my grandfather has that he's sold it to another roommate that lives with us. Um, my grandfather had a 2016 he bought, paid it off like last year, and drove it to Mass every day. And that's for those of you who don't know, we're in New Hampshire. It's like a 2 hour drive for us. Drove it to Mass every single day. It currently has 290,000 miles, almost 300,000. Purrs like a kitten.
Yeah, no,
All they've changed
they're
is
definitely
oil
great
and
cars.
tires.
Right.
So that was my gamble. I got a 2006 XLE heated comfy leather seats. They're actually almost more comfortable than this chair. But yeah, no, it's nice. I like it. That's been pretty much what I've been up to. Is just enjoying my new car and enjoying having a car. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. No, that's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. I look forward to actually seeing it in person. I haven't yet.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely. I'll definitely figure out a time where I can like actually like take it up, and because I want to like take the trip to New York and like see dad and like actually like I want to be able to like spend a couple days there if I can, to
Right.
maybe get some time off of work. But we'll see that. We'll see.
Cool.
Um.
Well,
Anyway, yeah. Let's. You want to
move
get into
into.
what's popping? I'll let you take us into it.
Hey man, what's poppin'? So, so I've been
Pop.
doing a little bit of research, right? Kind of digging in the past couple of days. Um, so I have a list of stuff. We probably won't break into all of it tonight. But I have a few different albums that are close to release and or have just released. I tried to keep everything pretty relevant, pretty new. So a few of them we'll go through. I believe we touched on it a little bit last episode, but I don't know is that we actually named the album. But Alienation by 3 Days Grace. That is the new album with both artists, with both the singers, the previous Adam and Matt working on it together. That album release is going to be August 22nd, 2025. So that's coming up here pretty soon. I also have, let's see, I also have Thy Kingdom Come by Suicide Boys. That release is on August 1st. Um, I have Where to Find Me by Jay Webb for more of our country. That's released on July 25th. I also have In My Blood by Cody Jinks, album release July 25th as well. And then, so one of them I'm not. So I was actually kind of surprised. I didn't realize when it was released, but Mac Miller actually just put out, even though he's unfortunately not been with us for the past few years, but Balloonerism. He just put that out, or that was just put out January 17th. So it's been a couple of months now, few months now. But
Yeah.
I did just noticed that.
Yeah, real quick. I will highlight also Juice World's family and record company. And I know you're not as big of a fan as Juice World as I am. You hadn't got as much into his music as I did, which it honestly is a damn shame. That's a talk for us off camera. Um,
No, I mean
but
I do love Bruce World. I got a lot of his stuff.
oh, you do, you
Yeah,
haven't listened
oh,
to
yeah.
Juice World? Okay, cool, man. I didn't
Dude, I
honestly.
listen to literally like everything, a little bit of
I
everything.
didn't know that you hadn't, because I know that a few years ago you hadn't like really gotten into Juice World much, but I'm glad that you actually have. That's good. But anyway, Juice World's family, and or record company, since he has passed, has put out Legends Never Die in 2020, which was fan fucking
Phenomenal. That
tastic.
was a phenomenal
Um,
album.
Fighting Demons 2022, but more recently, his the what they are saying is going to be the last, because he recorded, apparently Juice World recorded like a shit ton of stuff. Like he was just in the booth all day, every day.
Yeah.
Um, the Party Never Ends is supposedly his last debut album. Um, so yeah, go check that
Okay.
out. I just want I you mentioned Circles by Mac Miller. I wanted to highlight that as well. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
continue with your list.
So just a couple other ones. So I tried, like I said, I tried to keep it a little bit of everything. You know, some rock, some country, some rap. You know, everybody listens to a little bit of everything. So also one that my sister had suggested was Order Chaos Order by Callum Hood. That was released June 13th, so that's only been out for a couple of weeks. And then also Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token, that was released May 9th. So as far as albums, that was that's a decent amount of the ones that I had written down. I did want to mention a couple of singles as well. So I don't have as many artists, like various artists for these, but I did want to touch on. So I know that I grew up, and a lot of like my generation or people around my age, even your age, grew up a lot on Hollywood Undead. Now I
Mm-hmm.
know there was a lot changed when Deuce left. That there was a lot of controversy between that whole thing. But they're still releasing music. They have a new singer, or I mean, they're all kind of singers, but So two of the singles that they just released June 26th was Savior and Hollywood Forever. Um, and then, so I've been listening to a lot of Cameron Whitcomb lately. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know if you
Yeah,
know
so
who that
see,
is.
I've heard the name. I wanted you to you like kind of like briefly mentioned him off camera, but yeah, I wanted you to tell us a little bit more like and tell me a little bit more who he is, what's he's about because I feel like I have heard the name before too. And
So he's kind of country, but it's not really like not quite like Cody Jenks country. You know what I'm saying? He's like country pop kind of, but so he just put out Gasoline and Matches, Bad Apple, Options, Quitter, Medusa, and 100 Mile High. Those are all pretty recent ones that he put out. Now I know that Options and I believe Quitter have been actually going around quite a lot lately, and those two specifically Options, has so I'm a month shy of a year sober. So that being said, those Quitter and Options have been helping me a lot with like my sobriety in a sense, if that makes sense. Um, and it so like Options is talking about how he's not going to, but he very well could go pick up the bottle, and it helps to know that I have options. I could
I
pick that
that
bottle, and
I actually really like that, and I think that
I'm sure you have
there is
heard the song. It's
there
been
is
going on quite a
somebody.
bit.
Hold on. Do you know the singer Honest Ave?
Vaguely, vaguely.
Okay, so Honest Ave has a song. Um, Honest Ave has a song, and I believe the name of it is called Options.
Okay.
And it's not Honest Abe, it's Honest Ave, AV.
Yep.
V as in vehicle. Um, Honest Ave options. And one of the things he says is, I won't, but I could put that bottle to my lips. Hold on. I'm trying to find the actual. Oh, okay. It's Growing Pains, I believe, is the name of the song. I'm getting it pulled up right here. Um, he's, um, hmm, hold on. Maybe that's not the right one. But vaguely, he says, "I won't, but I could put that bottle to my lips." Um, it helps. Hold on, fuck, I can't. I literally
It sounds
had it
like
on the
you're
tip of my
quoting
tongue, and I
Options
don't.
by Cameron Whitcomb. Like that is literally his song, the song that
Maybe
I'm
he
talking
did.
about.
Maybe he did. I feel like maybe, huh? Maybe.
So any
He
of
did a
you in the
cover. Maybe he
comments,
did a
any of
cover
you
of
who
it. Maybe
watched
he
the
did a
episode,
cover of it
throw
then.
me-
Oh wow, yeah. You know what? Hold on. I think.
we're talking about the same song.
Yeah, we are. We're talking. Wow, that's crazy. We're talking about the same song.
Options
Um,
by Cameron Whitcomb.
He just did yeah, he did a cover. He did a cut. That's okay. Yeah, Honest Dave did a cover of it, but that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that song. I have heard that song, just not by that artist. But
You,
I now I actually recognize, now that I'm seeing um Cameron Whitcomb. I'm following him on Spotify.
I won't, but I could take that bottle off that shelf.
Yeah, it
Elsewhere,
helps,
I have options. Yeah.
know that I could be that version of myself. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
so that's
Uh
that's one of the songs that I've been listening to a lot lately. That and Quitter as well, which is kind of along the same lines as those. Um, but yeah, I've been listening to that a lot lately.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, that is really kind of with like on and that's literally, I was gonna mention Honest Dave before you even brought up this song, because he is someone that I also um especially, and actually this actually relates to what's popping because the album did just drop. Let's see, uh, the deluxe album of the deluxe version of the album, which has uh Jesus 14 more songs. It's an
Oh,
entire album. I mean,
oh
he
yeah.
dropped it's that came out May 16th.
May
So yeah,
16th. Okay.
it's and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's uh HARA dash KIRI Harakiri. I'm not really sure what
Harakiri.
it is or what it means.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Um, if anyone in the comments knows, please let us know what if you know what that means. Because I don't want to spend the whole episode looking stuff up, but if anyone out there knows what that means, Harakiri. But yeah, no, this album is absolutely one of my favorite albums that I've heard, and that's just like period in music, and that's I know that's a big step, but there's not a bad song on this album, and on the contrary, every song on this album is like almost a 10 out of 10.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out.
Almost, yeah. Anyway, so besides stuff that's going on out there in the world, we have some stuff a little more local, that you kind of
Right.
wanted to go over too, right?
Yeah, I definitely. So I
In our
have stuff
own Lost Boys
within
community,
within our community, right? Within the
right?
Lostboys community that I wanted to go over. Um, so one of our members, um, by the name of PR Infidel, she just released or put on our community page, "The Sharks Must Be Borgi," which is a poem I believe that she put out there. And she also has two books which you can get on Amazon. One of them is Conspiracy Crew: The End Is Meow,
Well, actually,
and
hold on. Let me correct you real quick. Because I don't want to give you. I don't. That's the second book in the series. So the first book is Tales of American Idiocy.
yeah, yeah, and that
Right.
was the next one that I had right there.
Yeah. So the first book in the series, if you want to read them in order, Tales of American Idiocy, and then
And then
by the way,
Conspiracy.
I want to just say one of my favorite book titles ever, Conspiracy Crew, The End is Meow. I mean, can we just talk about what a fantastic title that is? The End
No,
is
that is awesome.
Meow.
That is awesome. The End Is
Because
Meow.
just to give some context for those of you who don't know what the book is, it is if anyone knows like it's George Orwell that did Animal Farm, right? I believe
I'm not
George.
entirely
No,
sure.
not George. Animal Farm. Hold on. Let me. Uh, it's Animal Farm esque. And she very much you know she wears it on her sleeve. She doesn't hide her influences. She's definitely um she says she's influenced very heavily by Animal Farm, but it's uh you know kind of satirical, allegorical, kind of like um it's from the perspective of animals talking
Right.
anthropomorphic. Geez, I always have trouble with that word. It means human-like animals, anthropomorphic animals, right? It's from the perspective of them, and there are all these conspiracy theorists who wear tinfoil hats, and kind of it's a like I said, allegorical commentary on our society, things that are going on in the office and the White House, as well as things that are going on in just our everyday life, as like just like us being addicted to our phones. It's a commentary on society from the perspective of animals, is the best that I can personally put it. Um, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's funny when it needs to be. It's serious when it needs to be. I bought the first book on Amazon. I haven't read the entire thing yet. Hand to God, I promise I will. Um, but I think I'm more than halfway through it. I've been just picking through it a little bit at a time when I have when I have the time to read, which is few and far between. But
Right.
um, I'm going to get the second book very soon, and it's an amazing book, man. Definitely go check that out, guys.
Cool.
It's an amazing series so far. And she's read like passages. I've She's read passages from the second book on the show before, but I haven't like physically gotten it into my hands. Um, I will say the first few pages, just because I don't want to give anything away, but like the first few pages um, of the first book that I bought is a commentary on Joe Biden and his dementia. So if that tells you any kind of
Okay.
like anything about what you're getting yourself into, but yeah, it's a good time, man. It's funny and it's serious and it's deep and it's scary, but it's
Oh
good.
yeah. Nice.
And I just say scary because of the things that are happening in our society, you know.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but anyway, sorry, you continue with your monologue. I'm just trying to cut in with my little,
No,
you know, 2
absolutely,
cents
absolutely. I mean, anything
whenever.
that you
Yeah.
have to add in.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
few other things. So what I had was so there are a few other pages or groups that are associated kind of with us a little bit that I kind of wanted to shout out a little bit. There's Poetry Life League. Um, Tom Bland, owner and president of Bars Battle Rap League. He hosts like battle raps and things of that nature.
Yeah,
There's
he
also
does a show, I believe it's very similar to this in nature of its, like, presentation and setup as far as, like, it's kind of like a Zoom call type of thing,
okay,
but yeah, they do battle raps from what I understand, and I actually just met him. He me, he saw the page, he messaged me, and we talked a little bit and shared info, and, yeah, he seems like a cool guy. Definitely go check his stuff out.
nice. There's also the Writer's Block Poetry Collective, which is another one, another pretty big one that's been involved in our community as well. And New Eurekan Poets Cafe.
They
It's just
are they have actually been the most involved in our community for actually the longest, say, and that's just because we've had two members, I believe two members. There could be more that I don't even know have been on both shows, right?
right.
But um, and I have the information right here so that I don't get it wrong. I made sure to reach out to my boy Elemental. He is the host of the legendary New Eurekan, and that is a combination of New Yorker and Puerto Rican. It is pronounced New Eurekan. New Eurekan Poets Cafe every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live streaming on YouTube. Um, and he wants me to share hashtag greatest community in the world, which I'm obviously biased towards my own, but it is I have been in their show many times. I've been part of their community, and it is a fantastic, amazing community. Definitely go join that community. Definitely check them out. Definitely be part of it. Um, yeah, greatest community in the world. Fucking I love it, bro. And they really I believe they use now that I mentioned Zoom call, I think they actually back when I was on the show, they were using Zoom to actually stream it. So most people, it's easy access, will know how to get right on there. And so if you're an artist and want to hop on their show, it should be relatively easy access for you. But yeah, just go to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe website, and you should be able to find that under events. Go to the calendar and you'll find 8 p.m. Thursday and I believe they do like a thing where um, you sign up and then you get sent like the Zoom call code or whatever it is. So yeah, definitely go check out New Eurekan. Oh, and also sorry, not Elemental is the host of that, but also we have our man James, who is a very frequent flyer of the New Eurekan Jet. I don't know why I use those terms, but he is a regular in New Eurekan in the community. He actually performs live at their actual cafes. in New York. Um, and because James, my man James Hamilton, we mentioned it. I think we mentioned him last week, didn't we?
I believe we did mention, yeah, because last week you mentioned some of the awards that he was nominated for, and
Right, and
his
he's yeah, and he yeah okay yeah. So, um, if you guys have been on the show before, if you saw last week's episode, I mean, my man James Hamilton, he frequently tours about one or two states around like the midwestern area, and sometimes does stuff in cafes and stuff like that all over the place. So definitely go check him out. Check out New Eurekan. And yeah, man, you continue. Sorry.
well, I mean that's
I
kind
just
of
want, yeah, again, I just want, right. I want to make sure that I, because where you have done the research, I have met more of the people, right? And
right. No, absolutely,
that's not any
absolutely.
slight on you. That's just going to come with time. You'll meet them. You'll develop relationships with these people. You'll get to know these people. But it's literally, you know, it's about just time and just, you just got to develop relationships with people, and that's why I'm just kind of like where you have the research. I'll just fill in the little drops
Yeah,
of
no,
the
absolutely.
information I have of the people. But uh yeah, it looks like, oh, we had our guest join us just a second ago.
She
All
popped
right,
in for a moment.
we will, yeah, we will be having a guest in a minute. But if there is anything else on your list you want to go over before we get
That
our
pretty much
guest
covers
up
what I
here?
had as far as my list. Those are some of like the major points that I wanted to cover. I just kind of wanted
Okay.
to. Actually, there is one other one. So one of the other guests that we were supposed to have on tonight, unfortunately, I do believe she was not able to make it tonight. But
Yeah.
I did want to shout her out, Neela McSwain. She also is very active within the Lost Boys community.
Post
She
almost every
posts
single day, like
yeah,
maybe
she
twice,
posts.
three times a day. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely go check her out. And
Yeah.
she puts out a lot of stuff, and like they're phenomenal pieces. So
Trust me, if you're part of
definitely
this
check out the
community,
community page.
most of us already know Miss Poetry Rose, Neela McSway. So yeah, definitely go check her out. Um, and I mean, hey, I did send her to the link, so she's free to pop in here at any time. So maybe we'll get a surprise appearance from her. But I unfortunately haven't heard from her. But we do have Miss Lady Crucible back with us. We'll get the what's popping out of here. Hey, can you hear us? Oh, we can't see you or hear you. Your screen's black. Hmm. Maybe that's why she popped out, because she's having trouble with her camera. Hold on. All right, hold up. Let me try resending her the link, and see if it'll like help her. Um, Apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone. Um, Zippity doodah, zippity a, zippity.
So in the meantime,
The whole
did
thing
you have
about dead air.
did you have anything else that you wanted to add in on that while we're
Um, well, you did mention. Oh, you mentioned Poetry Life League, and the one other thing I was going to mention, I was just going to wait till I brought her up here to mention it, was that she is nominated. Miss Lady Crucible, Nia Connie is nominated um, in, I believe, like the top 20, top 10 um, for that league. And yeah, you guys should go vote for him. Sorry, I'm trying to send her the link at the same time I'm talking, but guys should go vote for her. So you can either go to Lost Boys Facebook page or Poetry Life League Facebook page, and you'll find all the information. You'll scroll down on Lost Boys, you'll find Poetry Lost Life League. All the information's there, and you should be able to access it. Let's see if I can.
and any of the things that I've mentioned here in the list too should all they are all on the community page as well, all on the Lost Boys page. So
Yeah,
anything we mentioned tonight, well, if you get lost or whatever, go to the community page and you'll be able to find it pretty easily.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Let's see. I have sent the link. I have pushed the button, sir. I have I have launched the new.
Hold up a
Maybe I
crumb.
shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. What are we? What, 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Well, you know what? You know what's great about not being monetized? You can't get demonetized. It's a free podcast, people. I'm not monetized, so I can't. They can't demonetize me now, can they? Now let's see. All right, it's loading. She's with us. Can
Hey,
you
how
hear us?
you
Finally got it. I finally got it.
Hell
doing?
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, welcome
Long time no
back.
see, so
Yeah, thank you for coming back and being with us.
how you know
Um,
I'm always rock out? I gotta always rock out.
hell yeah. Well, so
Definitely glad to have you with us.
as you can see, things are a little different. I'll walk you around the place and give you the tour. Um, we got our new now. This artwork in the back, right,
Uh huh.
is a placeholder artwork. And actually, you know what? I have it, so I'm just gonna put it on here. It's not so this is a placeholder artwork that me and Brendan spent my brother here, our new co-host, which I'll get to in a minute, but
Awesome.
um we developed this design using our own ideas and yes, AI. We spent about 3 to 4 hours trying to come up with the perfect prompt, and we kept throwing things at it was like throwing things at the wall, and then it bouncing off, not quite being what you wanted it to be, and then we finally landed on this. I'm like, all right, we love this design, but we don't want it to be AI generated. So
Right.
we are having Miss, you might remember Miss Skedaddle from past episodes, our visual artist. We are having her do the artwork and kind of redo this artwork. Um, so yeah, let me actually I want to show it to everyone because it's the design is done for the most part. Um, this is it is I guess going to be on a different background. We're going to put it on a white background instead of it is on a default gray background at the moment because just that's how the computer formats it, unfortunately. Um, but um, it will eventually look like this. Let me get that up here. I should have done it beforehand, but I just didn't even think of putting it on here until now. Here we go. This is what Miss Skedaddle has created for us, and honestly, I love it so much more. Like she took our idea and just brought it to life. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh,
anyway,
that's
yeah, this
dope.
is yeah, dude, hell yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
gonna be the new
dope.
artwork, and this is our new co-host, and yeah, welcome back to our new and improved Lost Boys. Um, for those of us who don't know you yet, if you want to introduce yourself, kind of tell us who you are, what you're about, what you do.
I am Lady Crucible, aka the Mistress of Mayhem, aka the Debutante of Destruction. I'm a poet, spoken word artist. You all can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook under Lady Crucible, aka Mistress of Mayhem. Uh, I'm basically all over the place, everywhere, summer everywhere, little bitty. I'm just all over.
She's on Lost Boys, the Lost
Really?
Boys Facebook page.
I'm
She's steady been on Lost Boys for a minute. You've been
Oh yeah.
around for a while now.
actually
Yeah.
2 years now. This will be my second year.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely good to have you back. Definitely good to have you
Definitely,
back.
it's good to be here. I be over here on YouTube, looking at the old videos, and it was like, man, I can't wait till it come back. I just can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you
So
for
with
being back.
that,
This is our what's
Hey,
what
that?
do you
all
have for us tonight?
man, it depends. Where y'all want me to start?
Hey, wherever you
Anywhere
want to
you
sleep.
want, anywhere you want.
I got a lot of new stuff. This piece is called Bullet Holes Where My Prayers Should Be. Shout out to
All right.
Pyro for this prompt. Do God hear me when I pray? Or am I just shouting at shadows? My voice swallowed by concrete canyons. Am I not worthy of redemption? My sins piled like abandoned dreams on the corners where the streetlights casting doubt on my worth. Worshipping the ghost of a forgotten soul. No hands to hold. My heart has gone cold. Those reflections reflecting who I was. Lost in the chaos of the unforgiving. Are my words just smoke lingering in the scent of gunpowder? Drifting toward skies never to reach the heavens? Reaching for crystal stairs as they crumble beneath my feet. Fractured as my spirit is going backwards into a past that haunts my present. I got bullets where my prayers should be. My dreams shattered. The streets tried to slip a toe tag on me, marking me as another lost cause. Not realizing y'all got it all wrong. Does it even hear my pleas when I'm down on my knees begging for mercy? Somebody help me. Two hands put together can't form a signal to reach your antennas. What do I need to do for you to listen? Is it because I was a sinner? I get it. But listen, I want to repent, to scrub the sin from my skin, to shake these demons tugging at my sleeves, continuing to scare the hell out of me while trying to pull me back into this dark abyss. Release me, please, from chains forged from regret, from the grip of shadows that won't let go. I don't want that life haunting me anymore. Just give me a sign. Guide me through this darkness. I'm lost and I'm trying to find myself. Show me that my cries don't fall silent. I'm screaming, but I'm getting nothing but silence. As it echoes my fears, the weight that I carry. Standing on the precipice, fists clenched, battling for my soul, demanding to be heard, reclaiming the power of a prayer, my words held in the power of the tongue that once reached beyond those bullet holes. Poem.
Wow, wow, that was incredible.
Hell yeah, dude. I honestly, that is one of my favorite, like, my favorite juxtapositions. I have a poem, actually. It's like a very similar title. It's called "Love of a Bullet," um, and I love the juxtaposition that you always draw between, like, and actually that poem, that the one that I wrote, it was based on a prompt that someone gave me, and it was in school, and it was like the correlation between love and violence or whatever. And I just always loved, ever since then, exploring that and seeing other artists explore that, and just like you are the type of artist that always takes their pain, takes their bleeding bullet wound, and takes that blood and paints the canvas with it. You are like, every time I hear a piece from you, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're reaching into those bullet wounds and you're painting a fucking a canvas with that, with your pain, with that, the blood that's been drawn, and it's a spectacle to witness every time.
When I wrote this piece, I had the fact that it said bullet holes where my prayers should be. And it kind of made me, it was like, how do I play on this? So it was like sitting and talking to God from all the things I've done in the past and all the things I've went through. So it's like, okay, I'm tired. So look, God, look, I didn't try the peaceful route. I didn't. It's like, what do I got to do? Because I feel like you're not hearing me. So it's like, what do I got to do for you to listen? I'm trying not to get angry because I know you the father, but it's like, now, damn, look, come on now. I've been asking you this for a long time, and it's like, why do I feel like everybody else? Sunshine day. And I'm walking down the street with this cloud over my head. Why can't I be like them? I'm trying to do better, but I need you, Father. Like, come on. Help me
Mhm.
out here. Don't leave me just straggling along. I mean, I'm trying. At least give me give me an E for effort.
Right. No, absolutely. And I believe you had posted this. You had posted this one on the Lost Boys page. And
Uh-huh.
I really, I relate to it a lot personally, especially in a lot of the stuff that I've been going through. And it really makes you question a lot. It makes you, especially when you're going through, dark times and everything. Much like you said, it seems like when you look around, everybody else seems to, have it all figured out, right?
Because people quick to tell you, pray. They quick to tell you, pray about it.
Right.
Oh, ma'am, I've been praying. I pray 5 times a day. I'm praying when I'm not even supposed to be praying. I'm supposed to be doing something else. But it's like, y'all telling me I need to change, but it's like, okay, you said have a talk with my father. I have. But the question is, do he hear me?
Well, let me just say that sometimes silence is actually his words. Sometimes we are so focused on trying to get the physical answer, right? We're like you want him to literally speak to you like we're speaking right
Right.
now.
It's like, and then you have to actually sit down and realize that term. He may not come when you want, but
Right.
he always come
It's
on time.
it's the little things. It's the little things
Oof.
that
And it's
you know.
like, when you a kid, you sitting there and you thinking, but they
I
say when I talk, he's supposed to answer.
Right.
when I was a kid, my and actually it kind of breaks my heart to talk about it because she sold the house and moved to Florida. She deserved to retire and whatever. But anyway, my grandmother had this house for like 20, 30 years. Her and her sons like built it themselves or like found it destroyed and like rebuilt it. And on the wall of this house for 30 years was this poem. Some people might know it. It's called Footsteps, and
Oh,
it is essentially a story about a man who has a dream that he is walking on the beach, and in the sky flashes time is going through a timeline of his life, and he notices that and God is walking beside him, and he notices that during the hardest times in his life, God's footprints vanish, and it's only his footprints, right? And so he asks God, um, "What's up with that? Why during the hardest parts of my life do you abandon me?" And there's only one set of footprints, and he says, God says, during those times. It is not your footprints that you're seeing. It is mine, for I am carrying you, my son. And I have never been very religious, but that I read that when I was like 7 years old, and it like really like resonated with me. It
right.
really I've always remembered that, but and that's why I can like I haven't read that poem in years, but I can like basically tell you exactly how it goes from memory because it's like that. Oh man, it really struck a chord with me. And I like yeah.
I got a piece. I think I wrote this piece about 3 years ago. And in my piece, I said, when I needed you the most, why couldn't I see your footprints in the sand beside me? All I see is just me walking alone. And it was like, people be like, where do you get your thought concept from? I don't know. It just happens. It just happens.
Right.
That's actually dope. Um, I honestly I that piece you did though it at like its most fundamental level reminds me of just like the reasons why I write in the first place, you know. And I think most of your pieces do, but yeah, I I'm so glad that I picked you like as one of our first guests to come back because this is our only second episode back, but I'm because like like before, the first episode was Skedaddle and Cage, and I mean, you guys are the type of artists that remind me why I'm an artist, you know,
And you know,
and
some
I
and
just
a lot of the times a lot of the reasons I write agitation, frustrations, aggravations, I'm like King Kong. I'm ready to knock some shit over. So instead of going to knock some shit over, I just grab my pen and I let my pen be King Kong and I let him get to the top and do whatever the hell he chooses to
you know
do.
what,
So it's
I like that with your pen swing like King Kong. Hell yeah! I think we had another. I There was another phrase. Oh, it was, I think it was Desi, and I it might have been either on her podcast that I featured on, or when she came on the show. Those of you who don't know Desi Lou, she hosts a podcast called The Immersive Experience on YouTube. Go check it out. She said, um, I think I was like being like down on myself, or no, it was literally I said something about my height because I'm only like 5'4", which is like super small for a man, and she was like, "Dylan, you're a fucking giant. Step like one." And I was like, "Yo, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. I'm putting that in a song." Because I like that. She's like, "You're a Dylan, you're a goddamn giant. Step like one." And I was like, "Yo," because like seriously, that is, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. Like it's really, and even, and then it's not just about size either. Like financially, the big guy, they refer to the big guy, the guy who has a lot of money, or the little guy, the guy, who's, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, it matters how big you step.
it's
And I
one.
fucking
Yeah,
I
absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, one thing my mama used to always tell me: the bigger they come, the harder they fall. And I done made a lot of big people. I'm talking about way bigger than me. Fall.
Oh
mm-hmm,
yeah.
hell yeah. So you got another piece for us?
Of course. Now this one
Cool.
is kind of untitled,
Okay.
but it goes a little something like this.
Here, I'll drop us out of here real quick.
I'll get that out of here.
I looked up to a motherfucker who was already fucked up. But how could I look up when you fucked me up? Took me down a path that carved treachery in my life. See, I sacrificed myself, had to face the harsh reality that I failed myself. No joking matters. Suicide became my only factor. Thought it was the only answer. Tried so many times to shake those feelings, but that demon kept intervening. No one ever listened to me, so my best friend became a bottle of booze. Downed a couple of pills too. Slit marks across my veins, trying to ease the pain. I danced in the rain, swam upstream in my own blood puddles. No paddles to guide me. My thoughts left straddled, lodged in this battle. No armor of protection, no love shown. Empathy didn't work for me. So I started hurting myself because it was the only comfort I felt. My enemy, the inner me, and fractured infrastructure behind enemy lines. Voices take over, a cacophony loud, out of control, trapped in this stronghold. My feelings and emotions, I'm a ticking time bomb, mentally mangled, tangled in this claustrophobic state, demanding to be seen. This scene ain't serene, tightrope walking on shattered dreams. Shards of innocence, fading, degrading, crumbling like dust in the wind. It only takes 7 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger. Yet I'm triggered, trapped in suspensions of fear. Mood swinging like pendulums on a swivel. Mentally unstable, proper preparation prepared for this pandemonium. Just seeking comfort, unwanted, unworthy. I'm worthless, discouraged, feeling no love. I just need somebody to give me a hug. Is that really asking too much? Battling alone, fighting shadows, yearning for a voice to tell me I'm seen and that I matter. And whisper, you are enough and you are worthy of love. Poem.
Shit, man.
Wow.
Brendan, you want to go first? You want me to?
Well, you know that I'm kind of at a loss for words, actually. That hits incredibly deep.
I
Um, you can go ahead.
the first thing that like stuck out to me that like, and I believe you've used this phrase in other poems. Immediately I caught it. The inner me, the inner me is the enemy. I love that. Like I love that flip. And if I think you've already named another piece that, or I'd say call it that. But I'm pretty sure on another episode we actually um we talked about it. I think you had named another piece, inner me, enemy, or something like that. But I love how like I love
I
when
ain't
an
gonna.
artist does that. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I had got it. This is my grandbaby.
Oh,
She had.
oh
To,
okay.
you got it.
I love when an artist like calls
Okay.
back to their previous, like Cage. He does it all the fucking time, and that's what I mean. Like you guys make me like remember why I want to be an artist because I love the all of your work. If you put it together and like it feels like a cohesive work because you like there's so much of you sewn into the essence of it. Like it's like you like your soul is like the threading of the binder that like threads all the pages together. You know what I mean? And like the book and like it's the book of your life. It's the story of your life, and it's like you're literally when I hear pieces from like you or people like Cage or whatever, it's like hearing another journey in the saga. And I think you're
Like
so
adding
good,
another.
and I think it's because you're so good at like the metaphor. Like, oh man, what was it for? Destroy something about destroyed fortifications behind enemy lines. Um, fuck, I can't remember. I don't want to misquote the line, but um, just you have such vivid and visceral imagery, and it really helps like tell this story of this kind of epic saga every time I kind of hear one of your pieces. And it's the battle of not just addiction, but it's I'm someone who understands that the battle of mental health and addiction is circular in that poor mental health leads to addiction, which leads to you being pissed off at yourself for drinking or pissed off at yourself for taking more or and which just leads you to be like just and I don't know, I want to speak for anyone else, but to me personally, it leads me to this place where I end up feeling like I almost deserve the self destruction and the self mutilation, and I almost deserve it because of the choices that I continue to make. But then those lead me farther into those choices. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's circular.
And they leave you
And
tightrope walking like you just stuck in the middle of this rope, and you know you supposed to be moving, but you trying to figure out why am I stagnant? And then that has got you questioning yourself, why do I deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? And that's where it goes blank. And now you left like a cliffhanger. And now you don't know which way to go. And your moves is really swinging like pendulums. But at the same time, you stuck on the swivel that studies swiveling. And it's like, how do
Mhm.
you? It's like being on a merry-go-round. And it's like, excuse me, sir. I said I've been around one time too many. I'm getting a little sick. Can you stop the ride? But it's like they ain't paying you no attention. No, I feel like she deserved it again. But why? And that's the
So,
part
kind of
that
going off of that, um, a lot of the time, people tend to use or say that the alcohol or the drugs or the self harm is the problem. In my own sobriety, I've come to realize that the drugs, the alcohol, the self harm, that's not the problem. That's the solution.
yep.
And, people who get so caught up and so wrapped up into that it's hard to make that distinction. And when you're able to take a sidestep and look at it and realize that that's what you're using as the solution to the problem, that's when you're able to actually focus on yourself and focus on the real.
On what the problem is.
Right,
Exactly.
absolutely.
See, I've one thing I've learned: I can't heal from my sobriety until I take accountability for it.
Um,
Right,
And a lot of people don't want to take accountability for it. You know, I take this line off the movie Medea Goes to Jail. The scene where they sitting in the well, I ain't gonna say therapy, but you know they go in there, they had this little conversation, and the lady was like, "Well, my daddy the reason why I'm here," and Medea jumped right in. No, don't blame your daddy for the choices that you made. He might have did shit that probably pushed you to that era, but don't blame him for you being here. Take accountability. When you learn to take accountability, then life will be so much better.
right.
And you know, I had to
and
learn
I
that sitting in an AA meeting one day. And you know, everybody go around, hi, I'm such and such. I'm a drug addict. Hey, I'm Nia. And that's it. I ain't getting you all that. But it was me
Right.
not wanting to take accountability. So it's like that first moment when I finally stood up, it was like, you know what, I'm Nia. I smoke weed and partially an alcoholic. I felt so much better after I did that.
It's freeing. It really is.
You said something, Brendan, last night, or not last night, last week, when we recorded, which for them it'll be 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
because this will come out next week. But you said something on the last episode, about how you saw a post that said, something about like, I'm only
I'm
six
only
days
six
sober, and
days
that doesn't.
sober. That doesn't mean anything.
Right. But no one who's ever gotten completely sober has done it without those first 6 days.
Right.
And that,
Absolutely.
like, and I think it's literally about realizing that, okay, and it's not even just with getting sober, or drugs and alcohol. It's even like managing your depression, because depression, by the way, and scientists will agree with me, depression is a drug, because it's just a drug that our brain creates naturally. It's a chemical that gets pumped into our brain, just like drinking alcohol. It's a chemical that's going through our bloodstream. And so some people fight with,
You send your bitch ass in the back and I'll
you
do it. Shit.
know, depression, where they literally, even if they wanted to, cannot get out of bed. When they say crippling depression, that exists.
Right.
It exists to the point where you can't
Why you
move.
sitting in the back eating bitch ass?
And
She gonna take me a little
the-
bit.
any starting the process of dealing that starts with something as simple as sitting up, simple as sitting going go I heard a poet, and I forget, it was on, I think, like the Button Poetry channel on YouTube. One of the poems I once heard said something about, it was, very simple lines. It was, go to the bathroom, take a shower, make your bed. And it was just like naming, like, just simple things.
Simple
And
little
like
facts.
sometimes that's where it starts. That's where
Oh,
it starts.
absolutely.
Make your bed. And I have actually a line in my new poem that I where I say, um actually, do you guys want to just have you heard it yet, Nia? Have you heard
Actually,
my
I
new
don't think
piece?
I have. Actually, I don't think I
Well,
have.
I'll actually, I mean, if you guys don't mind, I'll just do it. I know I did it last week, so I mean, go listen. If it's a if this is a repeat for you, thank you for watching last week. If this is not a repeat for you, go watch last week's episode. Thank you very much. All right, this piece is called Resonate. Excuse me, I got it on my phone here. Usually I have it on the computer, but lately, my depression's had me thinking that I'd met the bitter end of it. But then I took a second, made my bed, and found my essence in them crevices. See, I really almost feel a subtle resonance. It echoed from the depths of all the endless pits of existential dread that I had settled in. So I took a breath and counted to 10. Then I journeyed back to hell again. Had a meeting with the devil and I begged him for my soul back in a settlement. I repented then for selling it and offered him his pen back. He'd let me keep it. He laughed like he appreciates the sentiment, but told me that I'd better bring a better pitch the very next attempt I get to step up in this nether pit. Then he waved his hand and must have sent me to the emptiness. Because everything became so fucking dark and desolate, I almost gave up then and just accepted it. I was so far in that endlessness, it felt like I was searching for a ledge and I was crawling towards the edge of it. Then just as I was kneeling at the precipice and contemplating death in my remembrance, I felt another resonance. This time was from inside, and I became my own inceptionist. I started digging through the messy shit I really hadn't dealt with yet and realized that my head's a bigger mess than was my bedroom at 11. Shit. It's probably because I haven't ever left it since. But somehow, somewhere in that madness and that messiness, I finally found the man that I had been, and then I gathered what was left of it, wrapped the pieces in a shroud, and found a way to resurrect the bits. It's like every time I'm tested, I become a living testament of always getting bested till you are the fucking best at it. But then again, the best of men often forget the devil's even heaven sent. If these steps are good intentions, where the heck do you expect to get with all the deep impressions that these painful lessons left you with? Do you expect to get to heaven's gates and celebrate? If forgiveness is the resume, how do you measure hate when hell awaits from yesterday? Because I've held grenades for 7 days just to pelt them at my enemies, but I guess you'd say that now I'm in a better place. A better place to detonate this motherfucking M18 the second that they take a step and hesitate, because I buried hate from every day that said I wouldn't elevate. See? Even those who dwell in heaven are just steps away from gazing at the devil's face. So whichever place you're faced with at the end of days, just know you're not alone, because this tone will always resonate. I always fuck up the last line, don't I? Like every time, right? It's on brand for me. It's my fucking brand at this point.
Hey,
Yeah,
piece
no, I
right
mean,
that piece right there. Yeah, I pictured myself, literally pictured myself as you were reading, just being trapped in the dark. Period, with no vision. Even though we got eyes to see, but we can't see nothing because it's so pitch dark, and we trying to find our way. But yeah, it's like we going in circles, even though we can't see where we going. I like how you did that. Yeah. I like that.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
dope.
I mean,
It was awesome.
it was partly just like, just an expression of like the place I was in, kind of like, not when I quit the show, but when I stepped away for a little bit, and just kind of like, what kind of reminded me of it was the line where I said, I started digging through the messy shit I really hadn't dealt with yet and realized that my head's a bigger mess than was my bedroom at 11. Shit. It's probably because I haven't ever left it since. And that is this, it has multiple meanings, but it is to say that part of me is still stuck in part of me is still stuck in that time, right? Part of me is still that 11-year-old kid, right? Part of me is still stuck in those memories in that bedroom, right? It's probably because I haven't ever left it since. I haven't
Okay,
ever taken
so
the
this
time to sit down and deal with all the shit
this what I
that.
want you to do. I got a challenge for you. I got a challenge for you. I want you to go back to your 11-year-old self. No matter how it sounds, ain't gotta have no rhyme scheme. Just go with the flow of your emotions. Right from your 11-year-old self, how you feel at that moment, from everything you went through at that moment, up leading up to your depression at that age.
I like that.
I mean, I
So
remember that was
it's
the
like
bedroom.
going back having a conversation. It's
I
like
mean,
going back having a conversation with your 11-year-old self.
from what I do remember, that was the bedroom that this kid first smoked weed with me in. So I imagine my feelings were, I'm pretty fucking high right now.
Hey, we all. I mean, we all are. It's not anymore, baby.
No,
It's not
but yeah,
anymore.
honestly, like, and that's the thing too, is like, I really have to dig for those memories too, because it's not that they're like all of them are super traumatic or anything. It's that like all, and to be honest with you, there were I started struggling with addiction at that age, um, with prescription medication. So there's a lot of that has to do with my memory in those times, but also just me not wanting to really remember it. And that's kind of what that refers to is too, is like just I started realizing that at some point I have to sit down and just face the monster, face the demon, like literally just look it in the eye and be like, okay, I'm not fucking scared of you. Like, you're well, first of all, I'm not scared of you. You're an 11-year-old kid. I'm not fucking, you know what I mean? And kind of just, yeah.
Right.
And then and it starts from there. It's realizing the core of the problem, what the problem actually is, and then you can start actually trying to fix it, trying to work on it.
Right. No, absolutely. And
Right.
that kind of goes back into what I was saying a little bit earlier too.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, did either of you have another piece you wanted to do? Brendan, by all means, if you haven't done a
Yeah, I
piece
mean,
yet, if
I
you
got
wanted to do a
I
piece,
actually got a lot of stuff written down.
yeah.
But I mean, you guys have shared pieces. I might as well too, right?
All right,
Um,
word. I'll get us out of here.
all right, cool. So, well, I have a few different things written down here. Um, but I think I'm gonna read. And so, all right, this is called Bleeds Carnet, and it, kind of goes off of my name a little bit. But it's when I wrote this, I was coming to terms with myself a little bit, but I was in a better place. But so it's sort of me claiming my name, so to speak. And for those of you who tuned into last week's episode, I kind of mentioned a little bit that I was kind of writing a book. So this is kind of an excerpt from that a little bit. So this is called Bleeds Carnet. I was not born, I was bound. Sown in silence where no soul made a sound. I didn't rise from a crib, I rose from the ground, with dirt in my mouth and chains still around. They called me a shadow, they called me weak. But you don't curse the dark unless it knows how to speak. I never asked for their name or for their throne. I forged mine in blood, and I carved it in bone. I laughed with the ghosts they pretend don't exist. I danced with the fires they're too scared to kiss. I've buried my truths that then they'll dare to confess, and still walked out of ruin wearing nothing but stress. I've broken in places they'll never explore, bled stories in silence that shook every floor. But I am not fragments, I am the war, and every damn scar is a verse that I swore. Don't call this a comeback, don't call it a start. I've been here before, just inside of the dark, waiting for space where I could unfold the pieces of me they were too scared to hold. I am not light, I am not flame, I am the blood print behind your name. I am carnate, made of burden and breath. I speak from survival, and I do not fear death. And that is Bleed Carnate.
Bro, you haven't even shown that to me yet. I really fucking like that. I really like that, bro. So that is
Let's
that
see.
is that, and you don't have to. Obviously, it's not like a final thing, But is that s- obviously? Is this going to be more of that? Is more of like an introduction, like at the beginning of the book? Is that like kind of what that is?
Kind of. So I mean, I can kind of touch on it a little bit more. I'll dive more, kind of into my book or whatever, a little bit later on. But that is sort of like the beginning. That's kind of me officially claiming myself, me claiming my name,
No,
claiming
yeah, I think
what I've been through and where
Vicky.
I've come. So
Well, he's watching.
Sorry, it was bothering me. I had to. Not that I
Switch them back.
deserved.
Yeah.
I just, dude. I'm that kid that's like, I'm that kid that
OCD.
finds that seat in class, and if anyone, and actually, I I was. This is a younger Dylan, guys. This is a younger Dylan. I have been known to occasionally tip one or two people out of my seat. My seat. It's mine, right? I'm I'm not like that anymore. I swear. I'm reformed. That was little 12-year-old, 13-year-old shitbag Dylan. Like, just tipping people out of chairs. Yeah. I'll pay for my sins one day.
Oh, we all will, bud. We all will.
But dude, that piece, and I'm sorry, bro. I forgot to get your like title up here. I was
Yeah,
like
no,
just kind of
that's
paying
fine.
attention to like what you were saying, but um, that it does help me because you kind of have explained to me Carnum a little bit, but and you said it was Latin for something.
So carnem is Latin for the flesh.
Okay, yeah. See, you have explained it just a little bit and like what it means, like the etymology of it. But you hadn't quite explained like to you personally and so that
CJ,
piece kind of
no,
definitely outlines a lot better here. Hold on.
I'm putting it on charge.
I'll just mute her. Yeah. That kind of outlines um a lot more for me like what that name is about, what it means to you personally and kind of like um it makes me like a lot more excited for your book too because like up to this point too like you've shared bits and pieces of it with me, but you also haven't really like even me, your brother, like your co-host, like you've kept it very close to the chest and haven't really elaborated on exactly what it is it's gonna be. And I don't know if that's because like you're still trying to figure it out or because you're just keeping it close to the chest or just a little bit of both. I'm guessing it's probably a little bit of both, but
No,
you know,
it is absolutely a little bit of both.
yeah, I mean,
So it's still in the very kind of like early stages. Um, but as of right now, um, I'm kind of claiming it as a, let's say, a living grimoire, for lack of better terms. So it's not. I don't necessarily
One of y'all
see
bring me a cup.
me publishing, but I also someday maybe. You know what I mean? So it's
it's more
it's
of a personal project. It's something you need to do for yourself before.
right, right. And it's like I will be sharing a lot of like pieces and stuff, and like bits and pieces as I build with the community and in the show and everything. But as of right now, it's still growing. It's like I said, it's basically like a living grimoire for lack of better term. So it's still forever growing, still morphing out. But so carnem is, like I said, it is Latin for the flesh. So that being said, that is like the literal or physical embodiment. Like that is the flesh. I am carnem. And to kind of lead into that a little bit more, so to break it down, within it, it's going to have sort of different voices, so to speak. So, like, each will have their own, like, section within the book. So, like, Carnem, the flesh, will have its own section. There's another one, say, Wraith. That's sort of more the philosophical or
What?
like side or like voice in my head. You know what I'm saying? And there's a few other ones that I'll get into later on, but it's yeah, it's definitely a
I'm
project.
liking, dude. I'm really liking this fucking concept so far. This is gonna be honestly fun to see because I like I've seen like quite a few people like watch their like sort of novels unfold throughout the show or like bits and pieces of it, and I'm definitely excited for it. But we're coming up on time, but before we get Miss Lady Crucible out of here, are you still with us?
Oh
Or
yeah,
you
I'm still here.
froze? Oh, yeah, you like froze or whatever.
Well, yeah, it
Uh
looks
oh.
like they
I don't
need
know why
to
that
a
happened.
little bit.
That's weird. Maybe try turning your camera off and then turn it back on or something. I don't know. No, you're still frozen. I don't know. Oh no, there
Oh,
you
there
go.
you
You're
go.
good.
There you
All
go.
right, word.
Cool.
Anyway,
Okay,
before
I
we
was cutting
go,
it.
well, actually, we're gonna give our final thoughts after we let you go. But before we let you go, something we want to do with the guests is we have been trying to set a artistic goal and a personal goal. Something we're gonna do for ourselves just as a person, and something we're gonna do for ourselves as an artist. And yeah, so I guess I'll kick us off. And this is the part of our show called Goal Post. Um, and I think for so my personal goal is I think I'm gonna drink a little less, or at least or a lot of less. Like I'm gonna not drink for a while. Like I go through these, and I've had times where I've been really bad with alcohol, and it's been an issue. Um, and then there's times when it's like I go through peaks and valleys, right? And I one of these things is like I've just sun's been out, been grilling a lot of burgers, dogs, been pounding them back, and it's not necessarily that I feel like I'm like developing a problem or anything. More that it might be putting on some weight. You know what I mean? Like I'm worried to start packing in that beer belly. I don't want that to happen, right? Not at 24. Please God, not at 24. So you know what I mean? So anyway, I that's my personal goal is to just drink less beer, just not because I feel like I'm having a problem, but because it's healthier for my body to drink less beer. Not that the hot dogs are really any, you know, but that's a we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay. Um anyway, and then an artistic goal for me. Last week I said to write something new each week, and I not something new like a whole piece, but just like at least a few lines each week, and I have lived up to that. I did write a few lines this week. I'm like literally just a few lines. Um and they were
Hey,
actually like
it's all got to start somewhere.
I wrote like 3 lines of one piece, and then I came up with a new idea, and I wrote 3 lines of that one, and then I came up with another idea, and I wrote a few lines. So like I have managed my goal from last episode, but I want to set a
Good.
new one. So artistic goal, um, hmm, can an artistic? You know what? As an artist, I want to um, make it set my goal to um, just broaden my horizons and experience more art both with our in our community and within, and I think that's perfectly legitimate as an artistic goal, because that's part of being an artist is not only putting out into the universe but also taking in what the universe has to offer. So I think that's my artistic goal is just take in as much as I can, to provide inspiration for myself. So um,
Nice.
whoever
That's
wants to
really good.
go next, by all means.
Lady Crucible, would you like to take this?
Sure. Uh, One of my personal goals is to start eating more healthier. Uh, and a goal that I set for a challenge that I set for myself is to finally let myself heal and go through the actual steps up to healing and doing the shadow work and basically just creating a new and better me. Artistically, of course, I want to sharpen my pen more. Adventure out on new adventures in this writing world and basically working on a project titled "Writing Myself Free," which will be the title of my very first book.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
I
And
like
I am
that. I like
eager to
the
hear
title,
that.
"Writing Myself Free." That's I
I
really
like that.
like that because that is, I mean, that's the only way to get out of the own cage. That at the end of the day, if you're in a mental cage, and you were saying this before, you can blame it on this, this person, that person, your experiences and that experience or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're in a mental cage, it's because you put yourself there. The only person who can get yourself out of it is you. So,
Exactly.
um, yeah, I really like that.
Nice.
I really like that. Hell yeah.
So I guess that leaves
Um,
it on me.
yep.
All right. So personal goal. I really, so last week I was like, I got to start eating better, and I mean, I definitely do. Tonight I ordered a bunch of hot dogs and calzone. That's not really the best. However, my personal goal, I need to start working out more. I really just need to get in better shape altogether. As far as my artistic goal, um, I really want to start kind of reaching out a little bit more and diving deeper into the community. I know I'm still kind of not necessarily a new face, but I haven't really been around nearly as much as I should have in the previous 2 seasons. So I really want to start kind of getting more involved within our community and our people.
Nice. And actually, I want to congratulate you. Like I was also going to say it off camera too, but I really want to say like you did a phenomenal job with the what's poppin' section of today. Just as far, not only as far as the due diligence of your research, but as far as you took the time to really go and find the people within our community that are very active in it, and that you know, and really try your best to highlight the people and really dig into our community. So you this week already you're off to a great start with your goal because you have already done that, as proven with your whole what's popping, that entire what's popping section. Lady Crucible, we do a section of the show before you come in, so you can go ahead and watch the episode when it comes out next week. But it's called What's Poppin', where we highlight stuff that's going on, music and albums that are coming out, but also stuff that's going on within our community. We talked about you with the Poetry League. We talked about some other artists within our community and stuff like that. So and Brendan Carnham, he did all the research for all that this week, and he handled it. So congratulations, you did a phenomenal fucking job,
Well,
at
thank you.
that, and you are
I
off to a great
appreciate
start
that.
with the goal. Um, and with that being said, we are going to let you get out of here. Thank you so much for being here and coming back with us and being literally one of the first three artists to welcome the circle back. It's honestly an honor and a privilege to just to talk to you, let alone to hear your work. So thanks,
Hey,
man.
good. Yeah, always. You know I got you, bro. I always got you, little bro. Always.
And
It's
and
definitely glad to have you back, and I am so
everybody, make
eager for the
sure
book.
make sure you go check out Mi- God, sorry, Poetry League. Go check out Miss Lady Crucible on the Poetry League. She's nominated in like the top 2010 artists or something like that.
Actually,
Uh,
I Poetry Life League competition. I'm round pick, second round pick, number 8, Red
Yeah, let's
Dragons.
go.
Competition starts August 2nd. Y'all want to see it? Come check me out.
August 2nd.
hell
Go
to
check it
the
out, guys.
fucking yes. Go check her out. All right, thank you so much. Have a good one,
Thank you. All right. What's going on, man?
man. She is one of my favorite guests. Honestly, she is that, and that's why I like. There are certain, and I told you when we first started the show that like we'll get to the new people, and trust me, guys, there are plenty of new people blowing up my phone, wanting a spot on the Lost Boys, and I'm willing to. I've reached out to every single one of them, told them all I have spots, but I told Carnum, Brendan, the same thing I'm going to tell you guys. There are certain people within this circle that not necessarily deserve special treatment, or that I like any better than the rest of you, but there are certain people in this community that have just been such a have gone through such milestones with me and with this community and have been such a pillar of it that they were the ones who deserved the first call. You get what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
everyone
absolutely.
deserves everyone's going to get a shot, but there are certain people and I'm not even I 1 month, by the way, 1 month of episode, or in you guys' case, 2 months of episodes is not enough to go through all these people. I have people booked out for 3 months, or I'm trying to book people out for 3 months just on the list of people that deserve the first call. Just the first, just the list of people that deserve the first call because there's so many of them. But um, like at least like there is 10 people I can think off the top of my head who immediately when the show was coming back, like those are the people that they deserved because they've given so much to the show.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely. And not only to
you
the
know what
show,
I
but to
mean?
the community in general as well.
Right, right, right. It's not to uh, put down anybody else, but rather to uplift those people. You know what I mean? There you
Oh,
can,
absolutely.
and that's where I always want to clarify, just in life too. Just in life, there is a fine line between uplifting people, uplifting, like say you got a group of friends, right? Like it's a fine line between uplifting one and shitting on the other. And like some people often get that confused where, you might compliment one person and it's like, oh, does that mean like it's like okay, it's like oh, you sweep the house, you did a really great job today. You're such a good, cleaner, such a great sweeper. It's like, oh, well, I'm not a fucking good sweeper. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I noticed this person
They
today
just happen to do a
put
really
in
good
a
job.
lot of work and I wanted to acknowledge it. And yeah, no, that's just in life. Yeah, just try to keep that in mind. Is like, you know, you can kind of and there's a wrong way to do it too. There's a wrong way on the other person's end to compliment and like kind of be like belittle um whatever the other person is. So that's why I just try to clarify. That's not what we're doing here. But yeah, no, there are. She is literally one of the first people that deserve the call. And just so everyone knows too, people you're gonna see like just because Caleb and Skedaddle were the first ones to answer the call doesn't mean like it's not in any particular order either. It's I ended up kind of messaging all of them and just kind of trying to figure out when they're available because like we're only doing two people an episode, right?
Right.
So and it's also about when they can come on their schedules, what they're so trust me, you guys will see all your favorites. You guys will see all your favorites very, very soon. I promise. I promise. If you're like, hey, is that yes. Yes, yes, I've been in contact.
Give it
Even if it's a
give it some
person
time.
you haven't seen for like 2 years, yes, they heard the show is coming back. They're probably coming back. Trust me, I got it stacked. I got it stacked for us.
Give it some time.
But anyway, man, dude,
No, that
great
was incredible.
episode. Great episode. Great guest. She's just I've given my thoughts on Lady Crucible. I kind of want to hear your thoughts on Lady Crucible.
Yeah, no, I think she's incredible. Absolutely. She's been on numerous times or whatever, and I believe I have been on at least an episode or two with her in the past as well. But she's also been she's been putting out her like one of the pieces that she wrote tonight, the bullets where my prayers should be. She did put that on the Lost Boys page. So anybody watching, please absolutely go check out the Lost Boys Facebook page, and you'll be able to find anything. And I'll also I'm gonna start uploading some of my pieces up on to the page as well. So pretty soon everything that appears should be up on there. Um, but no, I think she's incredible as far as artist, as far as making you question not only the situation in your own life, but just makes you question life, but not necessarily in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, we were kind of talking about God there for a little bit. Like, like your reference to the Footsteps poem that you had mentioned, how it kind of sort of relates into that piece that she had done, "The Bullets Where My Prayer Should Be," and it's just she does an incredible and a fantastic job of relaying that and putting those words out there. So I definitely got to say I appreciate her in that sense.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, like when she was on, she is one of those artists that, every time she comes on, like I love that she did that bullet wounds piece because, every time she comes on, she is the type of artist that literally you can feel those wounds almost, right? You can
Hmm.
feel the pain she's been through. And she's one of those artists that she's not writing it really for an audience. She's
Right.
writing
It's
it for
very
her.
very introspective.
Right. She's writing it for her because at the end of the day, it's her therapy and it's how she deals with life and it's how she, you know, is able to sit down and have like those conversations we were having about have that conversation with herself, but like that conversation we were having about, me, being still 11 years old, trapped in, kind of some of those memories or just sitting down and finding the core of what the issue is. Writing, much like it is for me and for you, is first and foremost her way to sit down and figure out those hard questions. Figure out,
Wow.
okay, what is the core of the issue that I'm struggling with? You know, that is her therapy. That's what she uses as, you know, you know what I mean? And I think those are the best kind of artists. And I think we have, man, there's so damn many of them on this fucking show. Almost every single fucking one of them, in one way or another. Every single fucking one of you. Um, but she is one of those artists that has a very just blunt, vivid, visceral. Just we're gonna grab you and punch you in the face, kind of like with the words, kind of, mentality. Like, this is me. This is all me. 100%. This is what you're getting, and fuck you
No
if you don't
sugar.
like it. Yeah, and yeah, she's a no BS poet, and just it's all from the fucking soul, and it's all from the heart, and it you can feel it. You can feel it resonate. And that's what I'm talking about, man. That feeling, that's what I'm talking about in that poem. That when you when you're that when you hear the first couple lines or the last couple lines of someone's poem, or just that one line that sticks out to you, and you're like, ah, like that that
Exactly.
you know what I mean? When you have that, like it resonates. It's a tone. It's a fucking like someone just strung a fucking guitar chord and you can feel it vibrate through you. It's like, you know what I mean? And
It's like that's one of those
everybody
reasons why I relate to music so much is because it's an extension of emotion. It's extension of the soul. It's putting those feelings or those emotions into words that most people can't. You know, what I mean, you can't like it. May those words may be here, but taking them from here and putting them here is so much gets lost in translation.
and I think, just in general, kind of that's our job as artists is not only to take what's in here and convey it here, but and I was saying this before, take what's out there and put it in here. And then vice versa, because it's I guess you could say the circle of life, though that sounds corny. But what I mean by that is that, and I've often said this on the show, is that we are kind of conduits for the world, conduits for the energy of the world. We take in through our own experiences, the people we meet, the things we do, the things we interact with, the people we interact with. We take in all this energy and these different experiences and we carry them with us. And most people, that's all they do is carry them with them and use it to inform their own behavior, their own mentalities, their own being. But us as artists, our job is to take that and then convey it back out into the world.
Hmm.
And yeah, man, she just does it in such a visceral. What is up with me and the adding extra fucking letters to words tonight?
Hey
Visceral,
man,
such a
you're a
visceral,
writer, so
right?
create some
Yeah,
words.
she's such a visceral artist, and she paints canvases when she
Oh,
writes. Though
absolutely.
she is not a visual artist, she paints canvases, and you can see them like very vividly every time. Um, yeah, man, it is honestly Lady Crucible. Shout out again. Go check her out. Poetry League, Lost Boys Facebook page, many other episodes on the Lost Boys YouTube page. Go check her out. She is just she's the fucking bomb diggity. Right? Who else deserves that title? The fucking bomb.
Bomb dig.
That's something like an old grandma would say or something, but like, hey, yeah, she is. But yeah, anyway, we kind of getting here on time. Anything else you wanted to kind of say before we wrap it up? Um
Well, honestly, I just wanted to. I really just want to shout out our community in general. You know, from what
Go
I've
Lost Boys,
witnessed,
I got your name tatted on my skin. Don't let me down. No, honestly, and that's the thing. Sorry to interrupt you. They haven't let me down a single day. Like they are the most amazing people in the fucking world.
oh, absolutely, and that's really kind of where I was going with that. You know, like you guys really are, and like none of this would be possible without you guys. You know, so as much as you thank us for putting making this, doing this, you guys got to pat yourself on the back as well. And just going through like our community page and reading all like the poems and the books and everything in the community, like you guys are uplifting each other, you guys are helping each other, we are literally building a community. So I personally just have to say thank you guys, all of you, for that, and for giving me the opportunity to even be here. Because if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for you, Dylan, and this show, I I don't think that I ever would have gone back to writing. Definitely wouldn't have shared anything on like live or anything like that. So
Well, I'll just say that I mean, I knew you had it in you all along. Um, Not because I'm your brother and I believe in you, but because when I used to go to Dad's house, you left notebooks in like the cabinets and stuff, and I used to read some of your stuff, and I knew it was, and so I knew you were good at writing. That's a true Snapple fact right there. That's a true Lawler fact.
yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
true Lawler fact right there. This did indeed happen. Yeah, dude, I know. For real though, I knew you had it in you all along, and that's why I kept pushing you. Like, I kept pushing you because, like, not because though I kind of did. I wanted somebody with me on this journey, and somebody that was like I already had a bond with, and I could trust, and like um Brandon, like, again, Brandon, um he is right now, he's working on himself. Nothing has happened between me and Brandon are still great friends, and I want everybody to know that. I still love Brandon, I still trust Brandon. Brandon's me are still great friends. In fact, again, just like I said last episode, we hung out today. But he is in a place where he's working on himself right now. And
Absolutely.
he was never really the type of person who really wanted to be on screen,
Right.
and neither were you, until you finally were, until you take that. And it really, I've been telling you all along, it just takes that. It's like getting into a pool. It's like, yeah, that shit's freezing, but once you take that first step and you dive in,
Once
like,
you get in, it's not
right,
so bad.
right,
Right.
exactly,
And I
exactly.
think, and a lot of it too was, and I kind of touched on this a lot before, like the last episode and whatnot. But a lot of it too, for me personally, was the situation I was in mentally, and dealing with the alcohol, and just everything before. It was making me so much more self-critical, and making me so less confident in myself, in my writing, and just in life in general. So now that I've taken the time to kind of, you know, try to improve myself, improve my life, and get sober and stop with all the stupid bullshit. Essentially, you know what I mean? It's I've been able to look at things, look at life a lot differently, and it's helped build up my confidence a lot. And like I said, I have you, the show, and our community entirely to fucking thank for that. Because again, I never would have even thought of putting anything out, much less write a book. Like, eventually maybe I'll, it'll be out there for like the world to see, and then maybe I'll get it published. I actually was kind of, talking to a publisher, even though it's nowhere near that stage yet. But eventually it'll get there. But
That's cool, dude. That's fucking honestly, and I as not just like, you know, as somebody who just loves to see people like r- ri- rise up from the dirt, and not only rise up from the dirt, but pull themselves up from the dirt. Um, and just but also as like as your brother, like it's amazing to see you in that place and giving a shit about yourself. I think it's been a very long time since you've given a shit about yourself, and I think that I'm no therapist, but speaking from my own personal experiences and speaking from what I know about you, which is quite a lot as my brother, I would say that the one of your main core issues, and probably one of my main core issues, is that we don't like ourselves very much, and we don't
it's
give a
taken
shit
me a
about
very very long time to be able to look at myself in the mirror, but I'm
and
starting to be able to do that.
I think that it's about giving a shit enough to work on yourself, but giving a shit enough to and really, what better way to end it off, because that is what this show is at the end of the day. It is a place where you may not have found yourself, you may still be lost, but you can come be in a community with people who give a shit about you and want to see you give a shit about yourself. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna close this out for tonight. Am I good at transitions or what? Right? I don't
Hey,
know.
that was pretty good. That was pretty
Anyway,
good.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with us tonight. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you go subscribe and follow us on YouTube and Spotify. Now, here's the deal. I'm still working on Spotify. Give me just about another. Actually, honestly, by the time this episode comes out, I might have it up on Spotify. But I apologize to everybody about the first episode. I tried getting it on there. There was an uploading issue. I'm gonna figure it out. But please go follow us on. Sorry, let me start over so I can clip it so I can clip this part. Please follow us and subscribe to the Lost Boys Cypher Circle on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, where there will be full length episodes on Facebook and YouTube and Spotify, and then clips on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok shortly following. So please keep a lookout for that. Go like and make sure you leave a comment. Seriously, guys, I know it doesn't seem like it, but commenting helps so much. And I like just straight up, the second you guys start commenting, our video starts getting seen by so many more people, and we can actually bring this and to more people and grow our community. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is grow our community as far and wide as we can. So like and leave the comment. It really really does help YouTube share it with everybody. It really does. It tells YouTube that people are interested in it, therefore more people will want to see it,
Right.
essentially. So please like, subscribe, comment, and
You
if
click that
you're an
little bell.
artist, bring that little notification bell. My dad said that he didn't get notified about the first show. This is like 4 days after it came out. He had no idea that we put out an episode. If you don't want that to happen, click the bell and make sure it says you click all in the notification bell, and then you'll get all the notifications updating you that we have new content, new clips, new shows, what have you. Um, if you are an artist and you want to come on the show, please message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler. You can also message him on Facebook at Brendan Lawler. That's B Brenden. I'll just put it up on screen here. So I was trying to type while I said it. You can find him on Facebook at Brendan Lawler. Main contacts
And
are
I
Dylan
just want to
Lawler.
say with that, it is the profile that I use is the picture of me and my son. There are a couple of profiles that I have that I no longer use, but my current one is the picture of me and my son.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, and mine is this logo right here that you see in front of you. Until next week when I change it to the updated logo, but it'll still look the same. The microphone turning into the pen with the heart around it. Um, that's my profile picture. So you guys can go check me out. Facebook, Dylan Lawler. Message me. I promise I will get. I check my archives, or not my archives. I check my spam folder. I check my suggested messages. I get to everybody. I promise. If I haven't replied, it's just because I'm busy, not because I missed you. I will get to your comment. Message me on Facebook, Dylan Lawler, or email me, lostboy420x@gmail.com. Yeah, if you guys want to donate at all, I know times are tough right now. But anything, 10 cents, $10. If you're feeling generous and you want to donate to us, you can go Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All the same tag, LostBoy420X. Yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been honestly the this doing this has been the best experience of my life, and I'm so glad that we're back doing it. So, and I'm happy to have you back doing it with me. So,
Me too.
hell yeah!
Absolutely.
All right,
Well,
Lost
until
Boys,
next
peace
time,
out.
guys.
Have a good one. Catch you next time.